completely.
Yep, but now he is good to go first here in game number 2. But as you mentioned, a lot on the line here. With 2 losses already for both of these players, the player who loses this match probably won't be coming back to make the top 128 cutoff tomorrow.
Yeah, it's 19 points or top 128, whichever one is more. And I would much rather have 19 points than hope that there aren't enough players with 19 points to fill 128.
Yeah, especially when we're so close to that cutoff. But it looks like Sean
got
did some
Kelbeck.
Keldo discarded the Kelbeck. The Kelbeck's going to trigger to mill 5 from both players. Looks
Got
like
a Medora and a Scream.
Chris looks like a Fenrir, a Beastial, maybe a Sprite there in the middle, but nothing of use really for him, I don't think.
Unless that's his own Kelbeck.
Scream's fine.
So Tearlaments Scream is going to add Soliek from Sean's deck to his hand. Those of you who were wondering, is Crystal Blanc going to play that same deck he won with 2 weeks ago, or is he going to update and adapt his strategy to these Yugioh cards? It does look like it was a Kelbeck maybe he milled there.
Yes.
But
Wise was choosing not to send another 5.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to do when your opponent has the play. But definitely using the Ishizu cards, but still using something kind of similar to what he won with a couple weeks ago. But we're going to see the Beastial Magnet come down from Sean, banishing Herald Orange Light.
It's a little weird, right? Seeing no Tearlaments in the top 5 for either player.
It is. But this is going to trigger.
But Christopher's got one.
Yep, the Havness triggers on the Magnet's effect on field to add. He sent cards so quickly to the graveyard, I can only see the one he sent on top, but it was that Yugioh. Another one, probably not going to trigger this one either.
It's like another Tearlament hit as well. I think it was Merly.
Yep.
So Sean normal summoning Havness, linking the way probably for a Dark.
Yep, goes for Dark here. Eric's going to go ahead and revive a Beastial. Those two are going to go.
Rank 6.
Was he making a rank 6? Yes, he is. It's Beatrice. Not something I've seen yet today is the Beatrice play.
Let's see what he decides to send down. He's going to send down a Tearlament. It seems like he doesn't have a lot going for him, so he might want to just send down a Tier name to start a fusion summon. Yeah, it looks like he needs to get access to Kiktalos. Going to send down Havness, since it's the one he already has in his graveyard. And he's going to put back 2 copies of Havness to the bottom of his deck to fusion summon Kiktalos.
Kalos activates here. Go ahead and grab another Tearlament card.
So they have Sully plus the Calbeck. Medora and Caldo.
Yeah, having Medora and Keldo, really strong here for Sean. He also is going to have the Magnamit search at his end phase already to add another dragon, so he's going to have a Beastial online. The Beatrice is going to let him send from his deck to the graveyard to maybe possibly conduct a fusion summon during Christopher's turn. So a lot online here for Sean.
And he's picking up Rhinoheart with Kit Kalos.
Yep.
And activates it. Special summons Rhinoheart, sends Kit Kalos to the graveyard. You get both of these effects here. Chain Link 2 is going to be the Kit Kalos to send the top 5. And now after looking at that, he'll take a look at what else he wants to send with Rhinoheart.
See him send the Saronir to the graveyard as well, so he may be able to send down a Beastial monster if he so chooses. Looks like the Rhinoheart's going to send down Sharon. See a lot of going second cards in Chris's hand, though. It does have a copy of Triple Tactic Talents and Super Poly, so he's going to probably be able to deal with, depending on what board Sean makes, he's going to be able to do something for sure. If he can find, if Sean can find somebody like Abyss Dweller, I guess if Chris goes draw phase, and Sean leaves up Abyss Dweller with another water monster, he might have an opportunity to Super Poly it away off the field before he can use its effect. We'll have to see if that comes into play here.
Looks like he's summoning Kaleido Heart here in defense.
I love getting Kaleido Heart online. Its effect to shuffle back can trigger anytime an aqua is sent, so you'll be able to use its effect during the opponent's turn.
And also when it's summoned.
Oh, yeah, he could use it here on the Haveness as well, since the Haveness is on Chris's side of the field. Looks like that is what he's going to do, put that Haveness back into the deck. You can have not that Haveness.
Mud Dragon of the Swamp out as well. And he's got the 2 level 4s now. Yeah, you know, that super polymerization could be pretty good if you make a Predaplant. At least get Beatrice offline.
Definitely would be something. Sean definitely considering his options, knows he wants to get a Beastial on the field.
There it is.
Yep.
And it looks like he passes there. All right, so Christopher draws.
Trophies. Anything? Yep. Sure.
Activates
Standby.
Dweller.
Main phase. Activate.
And he's going to start off with the planet.
Yep, Primeval Planet Paralino. It's going to add, it's a great way to start. You get that extra effect. You don't not only get to add the Tearlaments, but being able to destroy a card on the field is huge.
That's good.
Going to add Rhino Heart off Primeval Planet Paralino. Going to normal summon the Rhino Heart.
No response.
And sends Merly.
Activate.
And Sharon's up next. Pitches another Merly. Sends the top 3, hitting Keldo, Nimble Angler, and it looked like a Beastial as well. There's 2 level 4s.
It's still under this Dweller. It's going to be tough for Chris to navigate this space. He does still have the Super Poly and Triple Tag talents, but
Yeah, I'm thinking you're trying to get to the Zeus here. Or not. He's sending them both away. What's that for? A Dark.
let's see if this prompts a response here from Sean.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because that the Kaleido Heart can't be used as fusion material. Not even by super polymerization.
So that's probably, yeah, he wasn't able to really get anything there. Sean, it's on by design, on purpose, to play around super polymerization for sure.
No one concede after that.
Yep, Chris sees he's not going to be able to play through this board and just wants to concede to save some time and move on to game number 3.
Yep.
There's like no right.
Makes sense here because the super polymerization doesn't get you a whole lot of anything here.
Yeah, Super Poly is an interesting one. While it can deal with a lot of boards and you can use it maybe in the battle phase to get some extra damage in there, like there's a lot of ways you can play around it. And we saw Sean Pittman do that here, masterfully.
Yeah, the Beatrice is interesting. Like, I didn't really think, how often am I going to actually keep 2 monsters on the field, 2 level 6s on the field? You have like Garura sometimes, and sometimes you have a Beastial, but it looks like Sean's built this deck to really lean into the Beastial stuff really hard, just maxing out on all of them.
No, I'm a big fan of that. I love the Beastial monsters. Getting the bodies on board, and we've talked about it. They're having just one, usually not like good enough, but having the multiple names, hitting them on the board all at once, really, really powerful. And we also, the Druid Worm that he took off the Dark that he had to leave under the Beatrice is also cool. I think it has to be sent from the field, so even if you detach the material, it wouldn't trigger the effect. But you just use Dark to take your opponent's level 6 monsters is just really, really cool aspect that hasn't really been a thing up until the release of the Beastial monsters.
Yeah, Dark's just been really, really huge. The Charmer links, especially once we got to Lina and Dark. Hida was a big one for a while as well.
Salamander.
Ash Blossom as well was really prevalent.
Oh yeah, everyone played Ash, so you're almost always able to go into that Link 3. Yeah, and there was always that talk like, oh, the light and dark ones coming, and they knew once they did, they'd have a huge impact, and both of them have had quite an impact in the game. Yeah, Dark, they're traditionally light and dark monsters are the strongest in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Still true to this day. Banish one light, one dark from the graveyard. The card that you're summoning, probably pretty powerful. But now that they are going here into game 3, unfortunately without game loss, but you kind of just gonna look at it. You made the error. He's still in the tournament, still getting to play through it, and he's able to win at game 2. So either way, he's still just one game away from making it to day 2 here at YCS Pasadena. It's all about not getting tilted, keeping your cool. You mentioned like fatigue is a huge factor. Everyone, it's not just the players. Everyone is tired by this time.
Like you could just look, looking straight into the judge's eyes. It's like, yep.
It's been a long day.
One more.
And now the players are ready. The hands have been shaken. Good luck before game number 3. And I believe Chris LeBlanc will be starting things off. Let's go. Game number 3 here, round 9, YCS Pasadena. It's time to duel.
One more time for day 1.
The winner of this will be back for day 2. The other one maybe gets to sleep in a little bit.
We will see. Got some great public events, though.
Oh, we were just talking about them. We actually got to hear from some of the players on the first day. Blake, who just made I think he made the finals in their top 4 of the 3v3 YCS in LATAM, said his favorite public event was Rivalry of the Warlords. That was fantastic to hear.
It's mine, too. I've been hanging out over there, seeing all the different matchups. People were asking me, could we get feature matches for Rivalry? Because you games are crazy.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to do one day. I'd be excited. You get to play with those pre-constructed decks that are just fantastic, learn new strategies, maybe find something you didn't know about before, and enjoy the format.
All right, so Christopher's starting off with Keldo, pitching and Mudora.
My favorite. This is my favorite. This is my favorite play because this is exactly you get the 2 quick effects. You get one in the field, one in the graveyard. You get the Kelbeck to your hand.
He's got Reinhardt as well.
Oh, I'm glad that it's Chris is the one doing it. And I've been waiting all day to see Medora discard Keldo. Yes, and then Reinhardt is going to normal summon. He's going to send down Havness. Oh, it looks like Havness is going to activate, and Sean, we did mention, is packed with Beastials in his deck, has the Saronir. This is the one a lot of people don't play, but because all it does is send down a branded continuous spell or trap or a Beastial monster from your deck to graveyard. So if you're not using Lubellion or branded Beast and branded Regain, not as useful as the other Beastials.
So he's got, 9 of them in a 40-card deck. Well, it's 40 cards now. It used to be 41.
We don't talk about it, Guido. And now an overlay here for Abyss Dweller Pass. Devastation here from Chris. Definitely not the ideal turn 1 from him. This Saronir really shutting him down. We've talked about the power of Beastials and really showing off here for Sean.
He's losing that fusion. Rough.
I mean, that's the best time to Beastials on a normal summon of a Rhinoheart because, they're just trying to make that Kictalos. They don't have any better way to get to Kictalos, so you're going to capitalize on that investment. But Chris still has Medora and Keldo in the graveyard. A Dweller is still going to be resolved. But if Sean has enough Beastials, he doesn't need to get any graveyard effects. He can just put some damage on this board. That's my favorite part about the Beastials is they're basically just free monsters with 2,500 attack. Doesn't look like he's going to have much more. He goes straight to battle phase, just going to clear the Dweller.
Seems pretty good. Now he knows that Christopher has that Kelbeck in hand, so he's got to be careful about sending cards to the graveyard.
Very true. And he also has there's just the Super Poly just sitting there dead again.
Not useful against one monster.
No.
Starts with Nimble Angler facing off against Bestial Saronir.
Nimble Angler is a level 2, so he's able to special summon Sprite Jet from the hand of the field. It's going to let him grab a Sprite Speller Trap. Going to grab Smashers right away. I'm a big fan of Sprite Smashers.
Yes, Sprite Smasher is a really good card.
You get to search a Shurag effect? Okay, let's do it. And now a Link summon for Sprend. Sprite Sprint out of Darkwing Blast, my favorite card. It's like a bridge card between Tearlaments and Sprite. Works really well in both the strategies.
And now Sean is thinking here. Probably has at least one more Beastial. Ah, he's got Havness.
Sure.
So Chainlink 1, Sprite Sprint, Chainlink 2, Havness summons, sends 3, Kelbeck, Murley, Sharon.
Ooh. Well, that's a pretty good one. All right. And now we're going to send something here with Sprind. It looks like he's got the Angler. Thinking about the Angler. Sends the Angler.
Chainlinks are gonna go.
And it is Chris's turn, so Angler is going to be Chainlink 1.
Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2.
Oh, it's got Kelbeck as 1.
I'm sorry. We are having
So Kelbeck's going to target Havness.
Chainlink 2 is Angler, yeah.
Chainlink 2, Angler. And now it is time for Sean to do his Chainlinks.
And he's got double fusions here. Along with the Kelbeck. Not going to use the Kelbeck. And now Christopher is going to chain, we're up to Chainlink 5 now,
Chainlink 6.
if you're keeping
That's
count.
5, right? My bad. Which one? What did you just chain? Is this one and this one?
Yeah, 3 and 4.
So I'm gonna get rid of 1, 2.
Got to put that dweller back to use it again later on.
I'll get rid of the Merlin too. 1, 2, 3. Sorry.
So he's going to target both the Tearlaments with the Keldo and his own Abyss Dweller. Back into the deck for all of them.
And
So
leaving the
this
Kelbeck.
resolves, Angler comes out.
We'll mill first.
I'm sorry, we'll mill first, yeah.
Oh, one of them did trigger the Kelbeck.
Yep.
And
So
maybe
Sean
this.
did trigger the Kelbeck there. So we'll see if any of those anglers get hit. They did not.
Effective, still resolving my chain, yeah. I still something. Actually, no, this one was first, right? This was chain one, so.
What is that down there? 3 spells, the Tearlament Trap,
And the driver.
oh, Cyframe Driver.
Just as useful in the graveyard as he's in the deck. Probably more useful in the graveyard.
It's great when you hit Driver with this.
You just don't have to worry about drawing it, at least. Still able to summon it again, but
I guess that's a side deck card, right? You don't really main deck the Cyframe stuff.
yeah, we've seen a decent amount of it this weekend. Luckily, like, and it was there was a match with Paolo where he drew Gamma as his 6th card, was able to chain it to a Toad that was negating his Smasher or Sprite Starter. It was actually crazy. But Sean is going to summon.
Sean's got a Beastial there for the. Sorry for the Sharon.
A lot going on.
And I believe we've got that Celiac effect as well.
What are you resolving?
What are you resolving? Which effect are you resolving right now? It's a Celiac. Yeah, definitely has to add. That looks like Sharon. This is Chris's turn, though. Right?
This is still Chris's turn. He's got a lot of stuff out there right now. If you could get,
Nothing does happens in those go to the grave, right?
I don't know. I feel like he might be able to go for game here.
Yeah, he does have a lot of options, and he does have the Super
Got the
Poly in
Super
hand.
Poly.
That's a lot of damage, especially with the 2 darks that he's going to be able to fuse away. And the Beastials he has, Saranir and Magnemite,
Yes,
that's not Druis Worm.
So we've got a 3,200 gigantic Sprite. He would have to use the Super Poly right now,
Activate effect.
which he's not going to,
Well, he might chain.
unless he chains it.
He's going to chain and fuse both the Beastials for Garura.
So Garura's 3,000. There's 32 over there. We're going to resolve.
That's 8,000,
this
right? Yeah.
with 15 and a couple hundred more, plus whatever you get off Gigantic Sprite. I think that's it. Sean's got to get something else out of his hand, though.
He needs a Druis Worm, maybe.
How much is this? I'm not attacking it, obviously.
I say that same thing when I'm adding him. I'm not going to battle phase. I'm just trying to add up how much damage I have. I want to make sure there's not any confusion. If he needs more, he'll be able to go into Sprite Elf here, bring back a level 2.
Target blue, chain Medora. So on this.
Oh, so that's I really like this. So the Tearlaments Sprite deck, you can always play like a smaller Sprite engine. Usually it's going to be a tinier Sprite engine, but with the Shiju cards, you can put back that small engine and keep getting value from your blues that you summon later on. Really cool crossover, showing you why this deck is still really solid.
Now we're using the blue effect.
Enter battle. Attack for game.
Enter battle, attack for game. Christopher LeBlanc is going to win game number 3 and move on to come back tomorrow for day number 2. Meanwhile, Sean's going to have to hope for the best.
Maybe a bit closer than he'd like it there.